All right, welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about how you can eliminate your fear of failure, which is one of the number one mindset blocks that holds most entrepreneurs and high achievers back from actually achieving their goals. My name is Gianna Badot. I'm a subconscious coach and certified hypnotherapist, and I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and high achieving individuals eliminate the unconscious mental blocks and ceiling in your mind so that you can eliminate the blocks that are holding you back and thrive to your next level of potential, success, and abundance. And if you want to learn more about my work, you can check out the links in the notes below. You can grab access to Rewired. There's over 30 subconscious activations and self-hypnosis audio recordings to help you stress less and achieve more every single day. And you can also grab access to my brand new free guide, the Entrepreneur Wealth Code, where you can learn how to rewire your money mindset for optimal success and abundance by eliminating the unconscious money wounds that are currently blocking your abundance and your money from flowing into your life and business. You can grab access to that new free guide in the notes below. All right, let's dive in. Fear of failure, which is probably one of the biggest blocks that most entrepreneurs carry with them in their business. And a lot of times they don't even realize they fear failure. Of course, they're like, no, I'm not afraid to fail. But unconsciously, there usually is some type of limiting belief, an unconscious limiting belief that is holding you back and keeping you stuck from rising to your next level. So if you're wondering why am I not achieving the goals I want to achieve, even though I consciously know I want them, even though I consciously know how to get them. How come I procrastinate? How come I'm a perfectionist? How come I'm always taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back? The reason likely is there's some type of unconscious block around fearing failure. And I always say this, fear of failure is probably one of the biggest wastes of time that you could possibly have as an entrepreneur, because in business, in life, in any endeavor to achieve any goal, you are going to fail along the way. Failure is often a very necessary part of your journey that helps you learn what you need to do next. Failure is a part of your journey to success. Failure and success are actually working together to get you where you want to go. And if you're currently avoiding failing because you're afraid of it for whatever reason, or perhaps likely you went through something in your childhood where you felt like you failed and it felt like the end of the world to you, and because of that, you don't want to feel that pain all over again, or maybe you were told you were a failure, or you constantly just felt like a failure, whatever the case may be, you need to eliminate that unconscious block so that you can thrive. You need to make friends with failure. You need to actually welcome failure. Of course, you don't want to go at your goals and say, hey, I hope I fail at this, but you need to welcome it. If this fails, I will figure out the next step. If this fails, I will take the next route. I will open the next door. I will not just fall to the ground and say I suck. That is not the mindset you want to have. So fearing failure, again, the biggest waste of time you could have as an entrepreneur. If you look back on your journey to past goals that you achieved, you likely can remember that there are things that you went through. There are challenges that you faced. There are failures that you had that actually ended up being very beneficial for you in the long run. They took you to a better outcome. They prevented you from achieving something that wasn't probably meant for you, or in fact was not meant for you. That's what failure does. Failure is, it's a terrible word. It's not actually failure. It's often a universal redirection down a path that you're meant to go. So we need to trust the process of failing forward. And it's okay if things don't always go your way. It doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean the project isn't worth it. It doesn't mean you're not meant to achieve the goal. It doesn't mean that you're not capable of achieving the goal. It simply means you need to continue forward. You need to find a different route. You need to continue onward. You cannot lose your momentum just because you hit a roadblock, just because you had a perceived failure. In my opinion, failure is not real. That's right. In my opinion, failure is not real. It's just a part of the journey to success. You have to fail to learn where you're meant to go next. You have to fail to learn the wisdom and truths that you need to uncover to get where you're meant to go. And part of the journey to success is rising to a new level of yourself and to become a new level version of yourself, to evolve higher. You have to grow. You have to gain new levels of wisdom, right? New levels require new mindsets. And if you don't fail and you're just smooth sailing to the top, you don't gain any wisdom. You're not actually leveling up as you rise to that goal. So failure is a part of your journey. And to eliminate your fear of failure, you have to work with your subconscious mind, because the reason why you're afraid to fail is because you have some type of story, some type of tape that plays out in your subconscious that makes you believe it's not safe for you to fail. And again, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, there's likely something that happened in your childhood that made your subconscious believe that it's not safe for you to fail. It was too painful for you to fail. You don't want to experience that all over again. You need your subconscious mind to know, trust, and believe that it is safe for you to fail, that failure is actually a part of your journey. Failure is actually meant to be your friend and teacher, right? So these are two different perspectives. When you take this perspective of failure is my teacher versus failure isn't safe, we're either running towards a goal or we are moving far, far away from it, right? If it doesn't feel safe, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to take action, right? And the subconscious mind, its main purpose is to keep you safe. So if you have belief systems that prevent you from feeling safe in any way in business, it's going to protect you by causing you to self-sabotage, procrastinate, and make sure that you do not get where you want to go because it wants to keep you safe. The subconscious always, always, always is there to protect you. Right? So how do we eliminate this fear of failure? Well, first and foremost, it's accepting, knowing, and trusting and believing that failure is actually your teacher. Failure is actually even your friend. It's meant to give you wisdom. It's meant to teach you things about yourself that you would not have learned otherwise. It's your friend because it's directing you down a new path and directing you away from the path that actually wasn't even meant for you. Sometimes, actually all the time, the universe knows what you need way better than you do. So trusting your failure means trusting the universe. Okay? It doesn't mean you do nothing just because you failed. You have to get up and keep going. You have to find the next step. What this does also is helps you build resilience. And resilience is what you need to get where you want to go. Without resilience, you're not actually going to get all that far. So it's really important to believe that failure is your teacher, failure is your friend. Of course, you don't want to set out on a journey to say, hey, I want to fail. But what you want to do is welcome whatever outcomes come your way, because you're going to move through it regardless. You're going to get where you want to go regardless. This is being in full alignment and trust in your goals. Trusting that you're getting there no matter how. It doesn't matter if you fail 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. You are not giving up. You have that resilience and you're going to get there. On a deeper level, we also need to rewire the roots of why you have that belief system that caused you to believe that it's not safe for you to fail. This may mean doing some deep subconscious healing around something that you went through, like again, in your childhood or in your teen years, or even as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur trauma is very real. This could be something that you went through in business where you had a failed launch or you invested a lot of money and it didn't pan out. Whatever it is, there is real trauma that happens in entrepreneurship that can cause you to feel like it's not safe for you to fail again because, hey, I invested all that money and look what happened. Or, hey, I launched that new program and look what happened. It flopped. No one signed up. So it doesn't feel safe to actually do it all over again, to try again. So we want to make sure that you are healing and clearing out the blockages that are in your subconscious mind, the storylines and tapes from your childhood, again, from your teen years, from your early years in business that are holding you back and keeping you stuck today. And we do this through the power of tapping into your subconscious mind. And you can do this with me one-on-one. I have expertise in spotting a subconscious block within 5 to 10 minutes of meeting with my clients, and then we get to rewire it. And once you rewire something, it is gone. It is not in the way anymore. There is no more unconscious self-sabotage. There is no more procrastination and perfectionism, because the block that was causing the self-sabotage, perfectionism, procrastination is no longer there. So we can do this work one-on-one if you suspect that you may have some deep-seated subconscious trauma that is causing you to fear failure. Doing this work one-on-one is so beneficial. But you can also start tapping into your subconscious mind utilizing the Rewired sessions. You can grab access to Rewired in the notes below. There's over 30 subconscious activations and self-hypnosis audio recordings to help you activate your subconscious mind, stress less, achieve more, tap into energetic states of wealth, of abundance. So you can grab access to Rewired in the notes below. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can work with me one-on-one to rewire, to heal, to grow, to step into your next level of potential, you can apply in the notes below. So to sum this up, fear of failure is irrelevant. Fear of failure is a waste of time. And the reason why is because you're meant to fail. Failure is a part of your journey. Failure and success are not opposite. They are actually side by side working together to get you where you want to go, right? If you don't fail, you never learn what you're actually meant for. If you don't fail, you never receive the wisdom and teachings that you're meant to receive as an entrepreneur, as a human being on this journey called life. Failure is how you evolve higher. Failure is how you gain next level wisdom. So you need to welcome it. You need to see it as your teacher. You need to see it as a friend that's there for you to show you the paths that you were not meant for. Sometimes the universe knows better than you, and you need to trust that, which means trusting your failures, trusting the universal redirections that failure is taking you on, taking you down a different path. Not the one you thought you needed, because clearly that one wasn't meant for you, but failure is going to take you down the path that you're actually meant for, the path that is going to get you where you want to go, feeling like the best version of yourself. Right? You can get to where you want to go with a lot of struggle, or you can get to where you want to go feeling really good, feeling really aligned, feeling highly energized. The choice is always yours. You can take the path of resistance, or you can trust the universe and take the path of least resistance. So trust that failure is there to teach you things. Don't avoid it. Don't be afraid of it. It's part of your journey, and you need to just trust that. So trust failure. Again, we don't want to raise our hand and say, yay, I want to fail, but trust that it's happening for a reason. And remember the times in your life where you failed at something, and look where it brought you. Look what it taught you. I remember so many periods of my life where I thought it was the end of the world because I kept failing and kept failing. I kept failing, but all it did was bring me closer and closer to the outcome I was actually meant to receive. So now I trust failure. I see failure and I'm like, okay, cool. What's next? And that's what you need to do to actually get closer to your goals. So that's all for today. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode along this incredible journey. And I will see you next time.